So today we are finishing up transformations of exponential and logarithmic functions. So yesterday we were doing it with exponential functions. Today we're doing it with logarithmic ones. So the transformations are the same as they were yesterday. So we have horizontal translations, which move it left or right. And remember, just like yesterday, this is going to go opposite the sign. So this will move it, if it's negative, it'll move it right. If it's positive, it'll move it left. Then we have our vertical translation, which is going to move it up or down. And this will be outside of parentheses. We have our two reflections. If it's on the outside of the function, it is x-axis. If it's right in front of the x, it's y-axis. And those are the axis it's flipping over. Just like yesterday, we're going to skip horizontal stretches and shrinks. And then vertical stretches and shrinks are numbers out in front of the function. So over here, I have a 5, which would be anything greater than 1 is a stretch. And then shrinks are numbers between 0 and 1. So 2/5 is between 0 and 1, so that would be a shrink on that graph. Okay. So number 1 wants me to describe the transformation of f of x equals log x to g of x equals negative 1/2 log x. What is the difference between these two functions? The 1/2, and what is that going to do? So that's a number out front. So this would be a vertical stretch or a shrink. 1/2 is less than 1, so it's going to make it a shrink. And then notice we also have this negative out front. So when it's out front, it is reflecting over the x-axis. Then I want to go ahead and graph this so I can just see those changes. On number 2, I have f of x is log base 1/2 of x, and then g of x is 2 log base 1/2 is log base 1/2 x plus 4. So what is different between these two functions? What are you pointing at? What's different? Okay, I'm like, I can't see from that far. So it has the plus 4 inside the parentheses. So this is the horizontal translation at the top of the page. This is going to go opposite the sign. So instead of going right 4, it's going to go left 4. And then we also have that 2 out front. So this time, because the number out front is more than 1, it's going to be a vertical stretch. Then I want to go ahead and graph these on Desmos, but when I go and graph these, because my log base is a fraction, Desmos is kind of weird about those. Remember, if I want to type this in, it's going to be log of x divided by log of 1/2. And then this one, when I go to graph it on Desmos, it's going to be 2 log of x plus 4 divided by log of 1/2. So then I want to go ahead and type this in. Okay, on number 3, it is having me write a new equation. So it's telling me the graph of G is going to be a reflection in the x-axis, followed by a translation 4 units right of the graph of f of x equals 2 to the x. It wants me to write a rule. So we've done this before, but we did it back in, I think, first semester when we were doing quadratic equations. So I have 2 steps that are going on. In my first step, I am going to have a reflection in the x-axis. Remember, that is just putting a negative sign out front of my function. Then for my second step, it wants it 4 units right. Left and right goes with the x, and then it's opposite the sign. Oh, I didn't want f of x, I wanted g. And it's g of x because that's my new function. Mm-hmm. It depends on how much you fail. Did you finish?
No, not yet.
Talk to me after you finish and then we'll see. You need a 30 out of 50. Then I have one more. It is telling me this one is going to go 2 units up and then have a vertical stretch. So for my first step, 2 units up is outside of parentheses. So I'm just going to have log base of 1/3 x and then just add 2 at the end. Then my second step is a vertical stretch of a factor of 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my whole original equation and just multiply by 2. And then I want to actually go ahead and distribute that too. So I have 2 log base 1/3 of x. Nothing's going to change there. And then I have 2 times 2 at the end, which is going to turn into 4. Questions here? Okay, so what did you guys get for the transformation from log of x to negative 1/4 of log? Huh? I just can't see that far. You might be right. Okay. So I have a reflection in the x-axis. And then I have a vertical shrink of 1/2. One-fourth. Why did I say 1/2? So then I want to go graph this one on Desmos. Okay, what about number 6? This one has a vertical stretch of 3. And then the -2 in the parentheses means it's shifting right 2. Then I want to go ahead and graph this. Oh wait, this was a log base with a fraction, so to graph this one I want log of x over log of 1/3. And then this one, I'm going to graph it by doing 3 log x minus 2 over log of 1/3. So now I can go ahead and graph these. Okay. Number 7, I have 2 transformations going on. I have a reflection in the x-axis, and it's going 2 units to the left. So my first one is going to be g of x equals, and then because it's a reflection in the x-axis, it goes out front. So I'm going to have that negative out there. Then my second one is going to the left, so it's opposite the sign it normally would be. So normally left is negative, so now I'm going to have plus 2 in my exponent. Same thing on number 8, I have two different transformations. I'm going 1 unit down, and then I have a vertical stretch. So the first thing is up and down, remember, goes on the outside of the function, outside of parentheses. So I'm going to have log base 1/3 x, and then it's going to subtract 1. Then I have my vertical stretch by a factor of 5. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 5 and multiply my function from step 1 by 5. Then I want to distribute the 5. So I'm going to have 5 log base 1/3 of x. And then I'm going to take the 5 times the negative 1, which gives me negative 5.